Hello and welcome to this review of well-made premium quality liquors American blended whiskey introduced in 2017. This is a liter, it's 80 proof and it's 40% alcohol, and I got a good deal on it. I got this for $9.99 at Star in Gretna, Louisiana on Louisiana Highway 23. Alright, so it was introduced in 2017 by it says the Well-Made Spirits Company, but don't be fooled, it's Diageo, the people who own Crown Royal, Johnnie Walker. It's really Guinness. They don't own Guinness because Guinness is Diageo. But anyway, alright, but we don't want to get into all that. Alright, so it's a whole line of liquors, gin, vodka, rum, brandy, bourbon, and this, maybe bourbon. This is American blended whiskey. And it's a double entendre, the name Well-Made. It is probably well-made, but it's made for the well drinks at a bar, okay? So it's a line for real well drinks. So you say, give me a whiskey and Coke, they might pull this. Or Kentucky Dale, or Kentucky, what's that other one from Heaven Hill? Kentucky Dale from Sazerac. You know the type. T.W. Samuels will be another one. T.W. Samuels blended. But this is their lineup. Alright. This is the first video review for this product in the world. Kind of hard to believe, right? After all those years, but I couldn't find anything. 79% grain neutral spirits. So that means it's 21% straight whiskey. Where's the straight whiskey coming from? I wouldn't know. Although I do know that George Dickel Tennessee Whiskey Distillery is owned by Diageo. That could be a good clue. It just says Norwood, Connecticut. That's their office, so I don't know where it's actually made. And they don't have to say, because they're covering themselves by saying American. So it's from somewhere in America. All right. So each label has a different color, like, you know, the vodka might be red, the gin is green, the blended whiskey's black, the brandy's brown, and so forth. All right. Or maybe purple, I don't recall, just that's how they differentiate them. All right, so it's clear, copper. American blended whiskey is allowed to have flavoring added. It's allowed to have coloring added, and they don't have to disclose that. I'm not saying they're adding coloring or flavoring. I'm just saying it is allowed to have that. Another blended whiskey that they make, which is 75% grain neutral spirits, and a higher percentage of straight whiskey, is Seagram's 7 Crown, another Diageo brand, very popular. See that everywhere. Not this one. All right, but anyway, I found it. I wasn't looking for it, but I ran across it. Figured $9.99, can't go wrong. So a liter. Yeah, it's a little nutty, You get some background bourbon. I would assume that the straight whiskey is bourbon, but like I said, it could be straight corn whiskey, could be straight wheat whiskey, could be straight rye whiskey, but I doubt that. Seriously doubt that. Alright, so it's a pleasant aroma. It's not that different from other American blended whiskeys that I've got, such as Old Thompson and Seagram's 7 Crown. Alright, taste, cheers. And what are grain neutral spirits? They're spirits, corn, usually, but could be from any grain. And they're not barrel aged. They're just distilled and then bottled, blended and bottled. Although, if you read the regulations carefully, it says they must be stored in wooden vessels. Well, and I always say this to myself, well, if they're being stored in a wooden vessel, wouldn't they be aging? So, but the optimal characteristic of these grain neutral spirits is that they are neutral, no aroma, no flavor. But they're not vodka, like some people will call these things brown vodka. They're not vodka. Vodka can never touch wood. If If you read your regulation, it must be stored in stainless steel. Can never come in contact with wood. It's nutty. There's definite like walnut oil, pecan oil, another common characteristic of American blended whiskeys. Nut oil, pecan oil. Just a faint bit of oak barrel. A little bit of sugar. Where I say bourbons, to me, taste like sugar water. Because they're at least 51% corn, and to me corn is very sweet. And that's why corn syrup is used for sweetening Coca-Cola and Pepsi and other products. The high fructose corn syrup, because it's very sweet. Medium body, a velvety smooth mouthfeel, and a dry finish. Mostly dry finish. A little sweetness there, but it's probably 79% dry, 81% sweet. It's really nice. Now, like I said, I don't know if they're adding flavoring or coloring. They could be adding some vanilla extract, which is, or, you know, it has to be a natural. If they add flavoring, it has to be natural flavoring. It can't be artificial. But, and if you read the regulations, NTE 2.5, not to exceed 2.5% of the volume, but that's still a pretty big amount when you think about it. But whatever the case, it's doggone pleasant. Is it designed to be a sipper? Molson Coors got confused by it because they ran an article on their blog in 2017, their weblog, saying, has Diageo come out with a whole new line of craft liquors? And the writer of the article was saying, look at all these different vodkas, gins, brandies, American blended whiskeys. And they were saying, it looks like a craft whiskey. And I was saying, well, Diageo is one of the biggest, it is the biggest liquor producer in the world. Biggest liquor company in the world since Seagram's went away. And it wouldn't be craft, it's not a handcrafted company, but it's definitely not designed to be that. It's just well drinks, but it's nice. I've had many well drinks, and many of them are nice. Are they a little dull? Well, yeah, that's what they're just. They're not. It's just a base for the cocktail. It's not. People are not going to order this at the bar and sip it neat, like I am. But if you go to Middendorf's in Louisiana on United States Highway 51, well, off of 51, on the old 51 now. But there, right there in Acres, Louisiana, I saw people going to the Sugar Bowl. Many people pouring into that place in the morning, 11:30, heading to the Superdome for the University of Mississippi Rebels football game. Can't remember who. Oklahoma maybe, but they were ordering Bloody Marys. We want Bloody Marys. So, okay, see the girl pull, start making them, and I'm watching, and it's Crown Rus vodka, Crown Rus Premium, vodka with natural flavors. I said, Crown Rus, charge them $9, you know. And I remember one of the ladies said, it's so good. And I'm thinking, see, that's what counts. If you enjoy it, that's what counts. So, but then if you try Crown Rus Premium on its own, it's kind of okay, you know, it's pretty nice. So this one is actually very nice. So this can definitely go toe-to-toe with any other American blended whiskey that I can think of. Now, I've never had TX and Rebecca Creek. Those are from Texas. They're running around $28 to $30 per bottle, okay, for 750 milliliters. So yeah, I can't testify against those but they're you know the same kind of composition, usually 75 to 80% grain spirits, and some of them I think were like 65% grain neutral, 35% straight whiskey, but still, you know. But beyond those, like I said, I can't testify to those because I've never had them, but all the other American blended whiskeys I've had, this would definitely never lose, and it would certainly compete and probably win So I'm going to go with an A. For American blended whiskey, this is a definite A. Go 94 out of 100, a 9.4 out of 10, a most excellent American blended whiskey. You say, well, how does it compare with whiskey overall? I guess it's impossible to say because there's so many different types of whiskey, and when you start cross-styling, it's hard to approximate them. I mean, you know, like you see, I did get this discounted, but $9.99 a liter, you wouldn't expect that you're going to put it up against Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve blended Scotch whiskey coming in at like, you know, $70. But then why would you, but then on the other hand, why would you put an American blended whiskey into competition with a blended Scotch anyway? That's questionable on it right there. I mean, you're never going to confuse the two, and they're not really comparable. All right, so anyway, yeah, 9.4 out of 10 for American blended whiskey, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to a liquor store and see if you can find it.